Okay. Good evening, my friends. How many there are and where you are, I know not. But whoever you are, I welcome you. I'm going to start once again with an opening treatment. But before the opening treatment, I'm going to start with one of my favorite songs that we used to do in our center regularly. I think you're familiar with it, but we're going to do it anyway. And it goes like, row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. Oh, row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. I picked that because this is, oh goodness, here we go again. Well, it's called I Flow with the River of Life. I am in the stream of a moving, flowing consciousness called life. I am centered in the flow of this infinite life and move with it without any effort or strain. I am propelled by the mind within me to be a total part of the flow. I'm not restricted and allow no obstacle to stop my movement. My life flows from experience to experience, each one expressing more of the true me. I'm a nourisher and supporter of life in every aspect. Just as there's no part of the river that is inherently bad, there's no part of my life that I allow to be labeled bad or negative. I recognize the inherent goodness in all my experiences. I am the instrument through which eternal life expresses, and I surrender all obstacles to that flow. In doing so, I'm free to live completely. I'm one with all life, and I intuitively know how best to flow with it. I give thanks for the free-flowing consciousness in life. I give thanks that I'm one with eternal life, and so it is. Row, row, row your boat gently down that stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. There you go, folks. You have that you are on the river of life. You have the formula. It's row, row, row. You are the one that must be doing the rowing. The row, row, row is your spiritual life, your mental life, and your physical life. And you have a choice to flow gently down the stream. Like it said, in this treatment, we flow with life and offer no resistance. And we do so merrily, 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 merrily. For life is but a dream. Your life is your next thought and how you choose to fulfill it. Okay, tonight, this came to me. I like to work with dreams. I go to bed every night before I go to bed and ask to have intelligent, connective dreams. And this came to me that tonight I should talk an original. If I talked about it before, I don't remember, but then over 30 years, you can forget a lot of things. I looked at my lists of speeches or life lessons, as I call them, and I couldn't find one specifically to this area. But these three topics, these four topics, are topics very few people like to talk about. They affect every aspect of life. And they have either probably destroyed thousands of lives, literally maybe hundreds of thousands of lives, because we choose not to think about them. The words are forgive or forgiveness, judgment, love. And ultimately, in the final end, the answer is forget it. So let's look at this forgive. It goes against all the rules of practical, healthy living. In order to say I forgive, first of all, you must have something to forgive, which means it's usually something in the past, sometimes years into the past, so we don't recall it anymore, but we are very happy to continue carrying it because he, she, or it, them, those, or others deserve every minute of it. They did this, that, this, and that, and I refuse to forgive them. Well, you see, you're doing something that we said we shouldn't do, which is pasting, constantly looking into the past, looking at it, and then proceeding to do the same thing all over again and accepting a different result. The major concept that creates this difficulty is it's a total waste of energy. If it is you choosing not to forgive someone, you are the one that's wasting the energy because the person who you have selected probably could care less whether you forgive them or not. They probably wouldn't even remember it happened. And I know to be a fact because I was involved in a family that had a few nice grudges of don't talk to Aunt Mary, don't talk to Uncle Charlie, don't talk to this, don't talk to that one. And they weren't even my problems. But I was told when I was young enough to go and understand that these are things or people I should not even talk about or think about. They have done terrible things to the family. And I remember on one occasion that they told me about someone that was bad news. And I should never forgive them, but I asked them, please tell me what it's all about, because how can I forgive somebody when I don't even know why you're saying don't forgive them? What happened? And to my utter amazement, they truly couldn't remember because they were told that by their family. And these grudges go on for years and years. There's some famous stories about that where families for 20, 30, 40 years were shooting, killing each other and all the rest of it just for something they didn't even know why. But the funny thing is, forgiveness stops you from growing. It holds you back. It keeps you showing the possibilities and the greater chance for you to grow. But see, forgiveness infers that there's something to forgive. But in order to get to that level, the first thing you had to do was judge somebody. Judging is a terrible habit, and it can destroy lives. The most important level of judging is you, judging you. When you arise in the morning, and after I know you do what we've been suggesting now for many weeks, you get up and give thank you for the gift of life. And then you proceed to do the things you have to do. Mostly everyone ends up going up to the mirror because we wish to go and present to the world the better side of ourselves. But when you look in the mirror, what do you feel about that person that's looking back at you? Well, remember, it has been stated that the eyes are the mirror of the soul. How do you feel about that person looking back at you? Too big, too small, not beautiful enough, too tall, too heavy, not very bright, a disappointment. The disappointment is carrying it to almost the last step. How do you feel about it? And if you don't feel good about that person, then how are you going to go about life not judging others? It's virtually impossible. When you are out in the business world or anywhere else for that matter, and someone comes towards you that you know reasonably well, not necessarily a friend, potentially maybe an acquaintance, and you see them coming, what's going through your mind before they ever even reach you? Uh-oh, here comes Charlie. Is there a way I can get out of this? What, a telephone rings. Oh, they're calling again. Can't we? How do we stop this? I really don't want to talk to these people because they have this and that, and they don't, they can't, they shouldn't, and they wouldn't. So in the process of judging them, not only do you judge yourself, because that judgment is your opinion of the person, not necessarily the truth about them. It stops you for the great potential of perhaps meeting a fabulous, intelligent, outstanding human being, because some physical attributes, their religion, it doesn't really matter different what it is, but you just don't care and you don't like them. And as a result of that, just about anything they could possibly do upsets you. There are people that they don't deserve to have your friendship. Now we go and get into the world of carrying that on for years, because we'll not forgive them. We don't care to forgive them. Perhaps it was an offhanded remark that reached you, pushed one of your buttons, as we say, and you felt that was reason enough to just condemn them, put them out of your life, and not forgive them for the statement. I know this to be the truth because my son Edward was supposed to get married the following day, and we were all gathered together. And when I say all, it was quite a number of our family. And he came in and he announced, I'm not getting married tomorrow. So let me tell you, we were shocked, absolutely shocked. Well, we won't go into the reasons why not, but he felt they were adequate and he had canceled the wedding. Well, that allowed a lot of us to sit together, and we hadn't been together for quite some time. And I don't know how it happened, but it became an open session, each person saying what they didn't like about their life, what annoyed them, why they were upset with one another. And they laid a couple of them on me because I had divorced the mother and left them. So I got hit pretty good. That it would be this blah, 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 blah. But one individual, and I won't say male or female, said, I'll never forgive you what you did to me. What? I'll never forgive you what you did to me. Would you mind telling me what that was? I don't even want to talk about it, but I'm not forgiving you. I said, okay, here's the way I feel about it. I don't know what you're talking about. As far as I know, I've spent a good lifetime taking care of all you people, so I have no clue what this is. But if it's hurting you, I apologize. Even if I didn't do it, I apologize. It's hurting you. I would like you to drop it so we could have a good relationship for the remainder of our life together. The individual refused. Today I'm 87, and I know to this day, they still will not talk to me. Whenever possible, they'll avoid me like a plague, even though we are the immediate family. When necessary in public, they will be socially appropriate, but beyond that, there just is no connection. And I have gotten to the point where I care for and love just about everybody. I don't like them all. Be careful. You must love them all, but not necessarily like them all. But you have to go and reach a conclusion that whatever that is for them, forgive them for it, because like it said, Christ said on the cross, forgive them, Father, for they know not what they do. Well, that's about the ultimate. And the process of forgiving while you're hanging on a cross and slowly dying. We're not asked to do that. We are told via some beautiful songs and music, love makes the world go round. And the major message of Jesus the Christ was that love is the most important of all the commandments. Love your neighbor as you love yourself. Love God with your whole mind, heart, soul, and body. Told the apostles it was virtually necessary for each of them to love each other. And when he finally died and reappeared in the room, that was the first thing that he mentioned to them, that love will conquer all things. But can you look into your own heart now and your own mind? Do you have any grudges that you've carried for years? That truthfully, whether you're aware of it or not, they're wearing you down. They're taking unnecessary energy that could be applied to so much good. But the importance and significance is you are losing an opportunity to demonstrate love for someone else. That's a very costly sin. We just have to. But the most important of all is if you don't love yourself or you can't forgive yourself for something you feel that you have done in the past, you're locked in. And there's no way you'll be going gently down the stream, because that will resurface over and over and over again. See, the significance of forgiving is to clear, to allow yourself to relive that portion that has been disturbing you for years and years. And it also keeps you from going into the past. Because in order to forgive, it has to be in the past. Even if it's 20 minutes ago, it's still past. Why would you care to waste all that energy for something that ultimately, the reason you're in pain from it is somebody said something about you that wasn't true? Then ask yourself, then why did I get angry at them? If I know it isn't true, what's the point of my getting upset over it? It's their difficulty. If they can't get along with me, I didn't do anything. And just forgive and forget it. Forget it. But you cannot forget it if you cannot forgive it. You cannot forgive it if you insist on carrying it. So the three of them, forgiveness and judgment and the ability to release, are actually spirit, mind, and body. The spirit and the love of God in and as and through you. Being lost for periods of time. And like I said, the amazing part of all of this, my good friends, is the one or the thing that you're thinking most about, the individual or thing that you have directed it at for these many, many years, that keeps you from totally enjoying every minute of your life. They don't care, because most of the time they don't even know. Like me, I have no idea what this person was talking about. I'll never forgive you for what you did. To this very day, when it occasionally comes up, because the behavior pattern towards me is still about the same, I feel saddened. Not for me, but for them. For I know what it is doing to them. But most of us, most people don't realize that it's so destructive. Because invariably there is a peripheral thing that goes along with it too. If you don't like Charlie, then that means Aunt Mary, who really likes you, can't communicate with you because you and Uncle Charlie aren't talking. So you lose the joy and the love of Aunt Mary. And Uncle Charlie passes it on to his 4 kids, who will never know what a pleasant and wonderful person you are or could be, because they'll never get the chance to see it. See, these are all the things in this, like they say, in the circumference of things, they spread out. And before you know it, how many people are involved in something that they have never really been involved in, but they just pick it up and accept it because someone says, this is what you did, this is why I can't. But look, forgive them because you have nothing to hold. It's not your job if they're unhappy. Your best thing you can do is send love out to them at all times and release them of the weight of whatever this is that is of such significance that they won't talk to you for over 50 years. And they carry that burden. One of the people in that room recently paid me a visit. And I mentioned that I'm having some difficulty because I really would like to be in a good place with the other individual. And she said, Dad, what are you even talking about it for? You're still carrying it yourself. And I had to think and realize I am. And I've changed that, except for this talk tonight, because I want to show you the damage that can come from not being willing to forgive, to make judgments, whether rational or irrational. It's right in the right in the word. It says, "Judge me not." But you notice, first it says, "Judge me not." So the beginning of the process is for you not to judge you in any other manner other than to realize you are one with the Creator. It or he, she, or it works in you and as you and through you. Like the affirmation said today, you have the choice. You can go against it and carry all that luggage and waste all that energy and recreate the situation and anticipate something will change, because it can't and it won't until you do. Judge you not. You are a gift from God, who provided you, as it says here, with everything, a flow of life that will allow you to continue to experience every bit of the good that is humanly possible if you don't resist it. I just truly love that song. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. Just think of it. Even the melody of the song is magnificent. And the last step after all it is, whatever it is, anything that you are constantly attracted to going back to because you feel it wasn't good, you didn't do right, you hurt somebody, maybe you did, maybe you didn't, forget it. Forget it. It's in the past. And if it has hurt them, apologize. Mentally apologize. Remember, all minds meet in one space. Even though you might not call up, you might not discuss it, just apologize. And tell them how much you love you. That's the most significant thing. You must, and I don't particularly like saying must, but love them. And should you dislike anyone, drop it. Just avoid it. If you can, don't be part of that circle. Just give it up, because you don't want to spend time and waste time and years of energy and opportunities to feel good about people. Please look in your own life after we're done with this session and take a look what in your heart, in your mind, for any person, place, or thing that you may still be holding for reasons you probably can't even recall when it started and why it started. you'll feel so much lighter, because it means you are being honest and looking at yourself, which is what I have recommended that we do each day. At the end of the day, look into the day and say, okay, how many good things did I accomplish today? How many times and how many times did I say thank you for everything that's in my life? How many times did I, by accident or with deliberate intent, verbally or otherwise, did I hurt or injure someone? Those are the arenas that you have to study, ask yourself why, and clean them up, because they are heavy weight. The longer you hold them, the heavier the weight gets. You are filled with endless amounts of energy. At times you may wonder about that, but it's available. Whether you have it or not, again, is a choice, a life choice. Or perhaps some life situation like a disease or something of that nature. But the fact remains, it's available to you to use, to enlighten, to grow, to love. So use it for that. Please, let go. Or as we say, let go and let God. Let go and let God. And tomorrow morning, once again, as I have suggested, start the day correctly. Gratitude, gratitude, gratitude. Practice, practice, practice. Practice to find 10 to 50 to 100 things a day to be grateful for. The smallest things. The one I always used in the class because people could feel it and see it. I said, when you put the key in the door today, did you realize that millions of people haven't got the key, no, they haven't got the door? Look what's happening right now on the other side of the world. Not only have they slaughtered civilians, but they've literally decimated, leveled every possible place anybody could live within that country. And what for? One man with a warped mind who has absolutely no feelings for humanity, including his own soldiers. He don't care. Don't be part of that at any level, please. Get up in the morning, say thank you for the gift of life. Can look in the mirror and think to yourself, not bad. I'm 87, so I add a little thing, which may be a limitation, I'm not sure, but I say not bad for 87. And in my heart, I know I'm at a very good place. I really just wish to use the whole fill of peace, power, love, joy, beauty, light, and wisdom. Those gifts are ours if we don't interfere. We just allow them and we let them develop in us. And then reinforce that how you like the day to go. I will not allow any person, any place, or anything to interfere with my complete possibility of living to the maximum as the gift from God. I would like to believe you can do those. They're not complicated, but yes, practice, practice, practice. Well, gang, I'm going to cut it a little short today because I think what I said is complete right where it is now, and to continue on is just making it less effective. I had to learn that through the years, that talking 50 minutes at times was less effective than talking 15 minutes and making a point.